Fredbear, one of the first animatronics to be made. We don't talk about the... Hey, don't look over there. Look at me. Fredbear was first mentioned in FNAF 2 and introduced in minigame form in FNAF 3 and then in nightmare form in FNAF 4. Since then, the identity, design, and mystery of Fredbear has been speculated for years. Like, is Fredbear and Golden Freddy the same animatronic? What does Fredbear actually look like? What happened to Fredbear after the Bite of 83? This has made him a fan favorite despite barely appearing in one game. With the mystery of Fredbears, people have speculated what it would look like if Fredbear had his own fan game. And so, the Fredbear fan game genre was born. The earliest example I can think of being Five Nights to Remember. But I personally have a problem with Fredbear fan games, and I want to go over all of those problems today. So join me as we analyze many Fredbear fan games and what they get wrong with Fredbear. Number 1. Environment. When we see the term Fredbear's Family Diner, we can immediately see that Fredbear's was a diner that had animatronics to entertain families. But every Fredbear fan game I see doesn't take place in a diner. What I mean by this is the environment never looks like a diner. Diners have booths and bar stools, yet all of them just look like generic phrase locations. It makes a lot of Fredbear games not stand out as much. Now, I know it's just the environments, but environments can help a game stand out. So I'm gonna complain about this. I want to see a Fredbear game actually try to look like a diner. For example, I go to this place called Black Bear's Diner, funny name, and the place goes for a natural forest type theme with tables, booths, bar stools. Okay, that's not really forest theme, but feels like a diner. It's like it makes everything look like it's made out of wood. Yet, not one fan game has even attempted that remotely. Number 2, lack of character variety. In Fredbear's, we only have 2 confirmed characters to be there, Fredbear and Spring Bonnie, and potentially Puppet, so people try to add more characters to spice up the game. Some of these offenders are Spring Foxy, and Endo, or Cake Bear, and just no one else. I don't like Spring Foxy because he just isn't a thing, and there's no evidence to even prove he was a thing. And even if he was a thing, an actual character, I probably still wouldn't like him. I like Cake Bear more. The idea that the sprite in the Take Cake minigame is an early Freddy is so cool to me. And, Endo. I am so sick of Endos in Fredbear games. They are overdone and serve no purpose but to fill a character roster. Stop using Endo enemies, please. I get it, there's not a lot of characters in Fredbear's, but using an Endo just feels like a lazy cop-out. There is also Shadow Fredbear and Shadow Spring Bonnie that recently became a trend, but they are slowly going on that list of overdone characters if I keep seeing them. But there is one fan game that actually changes up the cast, that being Forgotten at Fredbear's, which actually recently released a demo that is very good. You should play it. No, seriously, play it right now. But in the game, Balloon Boy, Funtime Foxy, and Mangle are part of the cast, which I've never seen in a FNAF fan game. Good job, Jacorn. Number 3, Unoriginal Story. Look, you're probably going to hate me for this, but a lot of Fredbear games just have unoriginal stories. Now I get it. All we know about Fredbear's is that the owner's kid was bit by Fredbear. But every Fredbear fan game revolves around that, so it isn't surprising that the Bite of 83 is included in Fredbear games. You don't have to follow the trope of having the Bite of 83, Some Fredbear games have a story beyond the Bite of 83, like Fredbear and Friends Left to Rot. The story takes place after the Bite of 83 and what happens after that event. It creates an interesting story while backpedaling off another one. So no, you can create an original story with Fredbear. Number 4. Fredbear designs. Okay, this point isn't really a complaint, but I do want to talk about Fredbear designs because they vary in design a lot. Starting with Fixed Nightmare Fredbear. This design just doesn't make sense, since if Fredbear's Nightmare variant is him but damaged and torn, then who are these guys? Like, what? What game did they show up in? Like, see, it doesn't make sense that Fredbear would look like this. I'm not saying it's a bad design. Some people actually make this design look appealing, but it just doesn't make sense. Now for UCN Fredbear, I don't like it, but not in the way you think. I feel like he works better on his own, but if he's put next to Spring Bonnie, it doesn't make sense. Mainly because he's kind of a rehash of Freddy, but edited. Now for my favorite type of Fredbear design, it's the ones who looked human-shaped. It makes logical sense for Fredbear to look this way since he was worn by a human, especially since Spring Bonnie is the same way. So yeah, this is my favorite Fredbear design. Number 5, Fredbear lacks uniqueness. In almost every Fredbear game I have seen, Fredbear is never unique in mechanics. In Fredbear games I even like, he feels sidelined. He either has the same mechanic as Spring Bonnie, or a boring mechanic that makes him forgettable. I have multiple examples of this. The Return to Bloody Nights, Four Nights at Fredbear's, The Farewell, and Five Nights to Remember remake. Yeah, I really just feel like he should have a unique mechanic that feels special. Because, like, literally all the best he's used for is just the Bite of 83. Which, yeah, we just need to change it up. In conclusion, even though I have problems with Fredbear games, it's not going to stop me from playing them. In fact, I want to rank some Fredbear games I've played. Number 5. Four Nights at Fredbear's, The Farewell. It is a bit generic, but it's not trying to be anything big, so I like it as like a short little game. Number 4, The Return to Bloody Nights. It is scary and intense, but it is unfair sometimes, so yeah. Number 3, Those Nights at Fredbear's, New Destiny. This game is just fun, plain and simple. The best Fredbear free roam. Number 2, Fredbear and Friends Left to Rot. It is a great fan game, and I like it. It has such a great story. Number 1, Five Nights to Remember. This game is fantastic. Great visuals, great mechanics, and it gets this spot because it lost Fan Game of the Year to FNAF in Real Time. Yeah, we still hate you. But anyway, I've been your host, Rex the Rabbit, and I'll see you next time. Bye.